The first USS Colorado, a 3,400-long-ton, three-masted steam screw frigate, was launched on 19 June 1856 by the Norfolk Navy Yard. It was sponsored by N.S. Dornan and commissioned on 13 March 1858. Captain West H. Gardner in command. Pre-Civil War. Putting to sea from Boston on 12 May 1858, Colorado cruised in Cuban waters, deterring the practice of search by British cruisers until 6 August, when she returned to Boston and was placed in ordinary until 1861. Civil War. Colorado was recommissioned on 3 June 1861 and sailed from Boston on 18 June to join the Union Navy's Gulf Blockading Squadron, under the task force command of Commodore William Malvin's flagship for the blockade. On 14 September, an expedition under Lieutenant J. H. Russell from Colorado cut out the schooner Judah, believed to be preparing for service as a privateer, and spiked one gun of a battery at the Pensacola Navy Yard, losing 3 men in the raid. On the 11th of December, another expedition was sent to Pilot Town and succeeded in capturing a small schooner and 2 men. Colorado assisted in the capture of the steamer Calhoun on 23 January 1862 off Southwest Pass at the mouth of the Mississippi River, and a week later engaged 4 Confederate steamers. In April 1862, the Colorado, built for fighting at sea, was prevented from participating in the Battle of New Orleans because her draft was too deep to cross the bar. 19 guns and 1 howitzer were removed and distributed across the fleet. She returned to Boston on 21 June and was decommissioned from 28 June to 10 November. Colorado sailed from Portsmouth, New Hampshire on 9 December to rejoin the blockading force off Mobile, Alabama on 13 March 1863. She shared in the capture of the schooner Hunter on 17 May, returning to Portsmouth Navy Yard on 4 February 1864. She was again placed out of commission from 18 February 1 September, clearing Portsmouth on 6 October. She joined the North Atlantic Blockading Squadron and cruised off the coast of North Carolina until 26 January 1865. Colorado participated in the bombardment and capture of Fort Fisher from 13 to 15 January. She was struck 6 times by enemy fire, which killed 1 man and wounded 2. By late 1864, Wilmington, North Carolina was the only port left to the Confederacy. Its access to the sea was protected by Fort Fisher at the mouth of the Cape Fear River. A joint Army-Navy attack in December failed. A second attack came in January. Colorado was engaged, and George Dewey played a key role in her success. Colorado, being a wooden ship, was placed in the line outside the monitors and other armored vessels but got a full share of conflict. Toward the end of the second engagement, when matters were moving the right way, Admiral Porter signaled Thatcher to close in and silence a certain part of the works. As Colorado had already received considerable damage, her officers remonstrated, but Dewey, who had now acquired marked tactical ability, was quick to see the advantage to be gained by the move, and the work was taken in 15 minutes. The New York Times, commenting upon this part of the action, spoke of it as the most beautiful jewel of the war. When Admiral Porter came to congratulate Commodore Thatcher, the latter said generously, "You must thank Lieutenant Dewey, sir. It was his move." Nevertheless, Thatcher was promoted to Rear Admiral. He tried to take Dewey with him as his fleet captain when he went to supersede Farragut at Mobile Bay. This was not permitted, but Dewey was promoted to lieutenant commander. Prizes post-Civil War. European Squadron. From 3 February 25 May 1865, Colorado was again out of commission at New York Navy Yard. Ordered to the European Squadron as flagship, she sailed on the 11th of June and cruised off England, Portugal, and Spain, and in the Mediterranean and Adriatic seas until she departed Cherbourg on the 23rd of July 1867 for New York, where she was placed in ordinary from 7 September 1867 to 15 February 1870. During this period LCD Arjui's next tour of duty was in 1867 and 1868 as executive officer on board USS Colorado. Asiatic Squadron. Colorado was flagship of the Asiatic Squadron. America had emerged from the Civil War and its foreign policy at the time was to rival the European powers in their efforts to establish trade and spheres of influence in China, Japan and Korea. Colorado cruised on the Asiatic station from the 9th of April 1870 to 15 March 1873. As flagship for Rear Admiral John Rodgers' squadron, she carried the U.S. Minister on a diplomatic mission in April 1871. On the 1st of June 1871, an unprovoked attack was made on 2 ships of the squadron by shore batteries from 2 Korean forts on the Sali River. When no explanation was offered, a punitive expedition known as the Sinmi Yangyo was mounted that destroyed the forts and inflicted heavy casualties on the Koreans. Clearing Hong Kong on the 21st of November 1872, Colorado sailed by way of Singapore and Cape Town for New York, arriving on the 11th of March 1873. North Atlantic Squadron. Colorado sailed from New York on the 12th of December to cruise the North Atlantic Station, and became flagship of the North Atlantic Squadron on the 27th of August 1874. Decommissioned. Returning to New York on the 30th of May 1876, Colorado was placed out of commission on the 8th of June. From 1876 to 1884, she was used as a receiving ship at New York Navy Yard. She was sold on the 14th of February 1885 to a private company, and broken up for salvage material and burned for her copper fastenings.